my role here is principal of the ninth grade. We're going to be growing every single year. We're starting small, only 15 teachers, about 300 kids. And so as the principal here, it's not only being the principal, but kind of planning what does the next 4 years look like. I have an idea where we want to go, but there's constant reflection. The teachers have input. This is a teacher-led school. I'm the principal, but it's a teacher-led model where they take a lot of ownership in the projects that we do, the programs that we implement here. It's a distributed leadership model. I don't have an assistant principal. That extra money that we could have used to buy someone like that, we bought an extra teacher. So it's really teacher-driven. The teachers evaluate me. That's something unique about our model as well. So at the end of the year, I get my evaluation from my staff. Imagine all the employees evaluating their boss, right? I mean, but it's good because they tell me in the beginning of the year exactly what they want me to do as their leader. So my role, but I mean, I'm the principal, but being in a small school with 300 kids, I'm the assistant plant manager, I'm the assistant cafeteria manager, I'm the assistant technology guy, and I gotta do everything here. Well, we call this a traditionally underserved area. When I was doing my graduate work at UCLA, you look at the stats and everything, and it's just, it's not so much what's happening in schools now, but even the adults in the neighborhood. You look at level of education attained and household income and all this other stuff, and it's like, wow, this place there's some huge needs here. The kids are kids, and they shouldn't be affected negatively by circumstances that they have no control over. Some of our kids are foster kids. Some of our kids are undocumented immigrants. Some of our students live in a house with 8 people in like a 1-bedroom apartment type situation. Whatever's happening in their lives, and it's very challenging. A lot of the kids that you met today, they're brilliant and they're curious and they need support to realize their dreams. When I was with our principal for the day and we visited a classroom, she graduated through LAC schools, and she asked all the kids in the class, what is your name and what do you want to be when you get older? And nobody said a job like I want to fix streets or I want to work in retail or something like that. Everyone was, I want to be an engineer. Not even, I want to be a civil engineer. Those type of things. So the kids have hopes and dreams, but you can't just go through high school and say, okay, I'm 18, I'm ready to sign up for college. I mentioned the lack of role models as far as family members and adults in the neighborhood that have graduated high school, gone to college, graduated college, that type. Their role models and their mentors are here in the school. And that's why I really pride myself in hiring people who graduated from this area or living in this area, because they're natural role models. The kids are capable, and a lot of them have opportunities that they miss out on their opportunities because they're not connecting all the dots, because there's not somebody there to push them all the way. One of the parents I think you met, an excellent parent. She's always on campus. She has kids in elementary, middle, and high school, and now at the community college. She made sure her oldest daughter graduated, but she didn't know everything she needed to do to make sure her daughter was prepared to go straight to a 4-year college if she was qualified for that. And that's one of the things she wants from her daughter, who's currently with me as a 9th grader. And she asks, how can I do this? Like, I got my first daughter to graduate, and she's enrolled in college, but there's something better. All the parents, you ask all the parents, they want their kids to do something better than they're doing right now. And I think it would be amazing to not have just 10% of our kids going to college. Just imagine 70% of our kids going away to college and coming back for a homecoming or a career day or a college day or something like that to share their experiences. Because it's possible. And you met some of the kids, and graduating from high school isn't satisfying for them.
Yeah.
The whole idea of, we named the school after Julian Nava, but we're calling it Nava College Prep Academy.
Right.
So the idea is out there, it's in their face. When they look at a school to go to in the neighborhood, you see college prep, and some of the kids I asked, why did you choose our schools? For the students that didn't go to our middle school, I asked, why did you choose our school? And I said, because you guys are going to prepare us for college. Students at my school, I think we're 98% free and reduced lunch. So we're almost a complete Title I school. Money should not be an issue for these students. I mean, these guys are going to qualify for funding when they go to college. One of the biggest obstacles is getting the kids to realize everything you do, actually in 8th grade, affects you over this from 8th to 12th grade, because 8th grade, your grades and your test scores and stuff kind of help shape your schedule for 9th grade when it really starts counting. So you could be a really bright kid, and unless if I know that you're really bright and you just don't want to do the test or whatever and you get C's, unless if I didn't know that personally, you'd probably end up in regular general class. We do offer a line of honors classes. We offer physiology, for example, for our 9th graders, which is a pretty wild idea to prepare them for biology. So we're going kind of big picture to small picture in this case, and that's what our science department wanted to do. But it's letting the kids realize, like, hey, man, everything I do affects me in the future. And, I talk to some kids, they get it. And some of the kids are, like, they know their exact percentage in every single class. And they say, this is easy. I know how to get through high school because I figured out the game of getting a good GPA and earning A's and stuff like that since middle school. Some of our kids are still struggling with that. Sometimes they'll do great for 3 weeks, and then they'll do the work and not turn in their homework, or they'll just, and I'm like, man, this is 20% of your grade you're just not turning in. And so it's connecting all the dots for them, I think is really important. One thing that, because I worked at the high school level before on this campus, the main campus, is something that we're talking as a staff, is preparing the kids for college, getting them to apply, getting them to be accepted, doing the whole scholarship application, all that stuff. But then the other thing is, once you're in college, what are we going to do to make sure that they can support themselves when they're away from home? Because traditionally in a neighborhood like this, it's such a foreign concept to send your kid away to school. And even some of the teachers I've worked with that I've hired that live in the neighborhood, they're in education, they're, some of them are even administrators. Their kids got scholarship offers back east, and they want them to stay close to home. Part of it is because they want to take care of their kids and everything like that, but it doesn't matter if you go to school at USC, which is about 1.5 miles away from here, or if you go somewhere that's 1.5 hour flight away from here, you're still away. The students have to build up the resiliency to stay in school and those coping mechanisms. And when we go to college campuses, one of the first things the kids say to me is like, they're all white, everybody's white, which is true. I mean, you look, there's hardly any minorities represented, and this school is 100% Latino and African American. And those things that we're trying to get the kids academically eligible to go to these schools, but how do we get them to stay in the schools? And so that's something that we're thinking about, how we're going to address that over the next 3 years, because we don't want them to get into Harvard and come home the next day.
Yeah.